What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Educated Barfly. Today we're doing a cocktail called the Howick Hall. It was created by Sother Teague, who is the proprietor of Amor y Amargo, which is a great Amaro bar in New York City. You should all go check it out. Maybe I'll give you a link below so you can go check out what that's all about. This cocktail is a really nice warm weather drink. It is just a few ingredients. It's going to go in this tempered mug because it is like one of those heavy kind of cream layered things that I like to do in the wintertime. You guys know that though, because every winter I do heavy layered cream cocktails. Anyway, the cocktail is named after a building that was the home of Prime Minister Charles II Earl Grey, from which the famous tea was named. So we made an Earl Grey Tea Syrup. Now in Cara Newman's book, Nightcap, from whence I plucked this recipe, she calls this Bergamot Tea Syrup. The reason why she calls it Bergamot Syrup or Bergamot Tea Syrup is because bergamot is the flowery, bergamot is like an orangey fruit that gives the Earl Grey its flowery sort of essence. That very Earl Grey-y flowery flavor that comes from bergamot. So this is Bergamot Tea Syrup. So you can use Earl Grey Tea Syrup, since it was actually named after the Earl Grey, or, which is what I did, I just used Earl Grey tea and we made syrup out of it, or you can use anything else that's got a lot of bergamot flavor in it. All right, let's get into making the cocktail. Very, very, very easy. First thing we are going to do is just 3 ounces of hot tea syrup, okay? It's got to be hot. This is a warm cocktail, my guys. 3 ounces. And the tea syrup is not a 1-to-1 ratio. It is 6 ounces of water, made hot, obviously, and then you put 1 bag of tea in it, you steep in it for 4 minutes, and you put a 1/4 ounce of sugar. So it's a lightly sweet syrup, a lightly sweet-ish syrup, let's say.
Or
lightly
tea.
Sweet-ish?
Yeah.
Tea syrup. It's syrup because you put sugar in water, so it's syrup. It's tea syrup.
It's just lightly, it's sweet tea. But okay, move on.
Seriously, Marius? It is syrup. It's just a lightly sweet syrup. People are going to be like, why do you talk to Marius that way? He's just a
So mean.
He's just a poor, unfortunate soul that doesn't know any better. You should be so much nicer to him. Poor Marius. All right, we're going to do 2 ounces of cognac. I think we're getting a little off the rails here. We're using Hein fine champagne cognac today. I just tried to put this cap on this. That just doesn't make any sense at all. We're going to be using that cap later, my friends. I'm going to actually grab like a little spoon and pants and give it a nice little stirry poo right here, even though I didn't prepare for it. All right, there you go. Then we're gonna add, you want like 1 ounce of, cream. We're gonna do the like whip the heavy cream trick in the squeeze bottle, but this is a little more than an ounce, so I'm just gonna go a little heavier on the dashes there. Then we're gonna stick our coil in here and do our little coil trick. Trap that little bad boy in there. You got to be really careful because there's not a lot of cream in here and you don't want to make it too robust. You don't want to make it too thick. If you do, it's going to be impossible to layer it on. So I'm just going to do that. Maybe one more time. I don't know. It seems watery. But I have a tendency to over whip sometimes. All right. And then you're going to just layer this right on top. This cocktail glass is a little bit big. Oh, I didn't layer it enough. See, look at that, man. That's what happens when you don't layer it enough. But that's nice, though. Adds a little cream to it. Let's take a sip of it. Ooh, that's brilliantly good. That is wonderful. Yeah. So, truth be told, I'm not the hugest fan of bergamot, to tell you. It's a little too flowery for me. Why are you looking at me like that? You looked at me like I was crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It's just a little too flowery for me. It's like, you know, or maybe it's that I don't like the bergamot so much in relation with all the other tea stuff in Earl Grey, because I'm much more partial to something like English breakfast than I am Earl Grey tea. And the floweriness can be a little bothersome sometimes, but this is not that. I contend that sometimes you will find flavors in life that you don't like so much, but when they are paired with other flavors, they're amazing. And that is what we have right here. This is lightly sweet. you get the Earl Grey and you get all those flavor profiles, and then the orange bitters inside the cream is a stroke of brilliance, and it just kind of brings this nice creamy goodness to this sort of like nice, brilliantly hot tea. I love it so much. This is a little bit large of a glass for the amount of ounces that I chose for this cocktail, but I'm gonna let this ride, you know. I'm not gonna reshoot this video because it wasn't like totally perfect. It's completely fine. You need a tempered glass. This is the tempered glass that we have. You're putting hot liquids into glass. You don't want to put a hot liquid into a cold glass or it will break it. It will shatter, it will break. So we use something tempered. Maybe I could have gone up on the ounce count to make it fit a little bit more. We'll definitely make it look pretty in the thumbnail. But there you have it. It's from Sother Teague, the Howick Hall. I think you guys should go get this. This is a great nightcap for like Christmas night when you're just like exhausted. Your kids opened all the presents. There's wrapping everywhere, or your dog opened the presents and there's wrapping everywhere. Or your grandma opened the presents, or your girlfriend or your boyfriend opened the presents and there's just wrapping everywhere and you're just tired and you're just beat and it's just like you're stuffed from Christmas dinner and whatever. You drink this at the end of that night. And if you are celebrating Hanukkah, it is just as good for that too. And if you're celebrating anything else or you don't celebrate at all and you're just sitting in front of the fire on a cold or warm evening, you'll still like this cocktail. It's pretty amazing. I think I covered all the bases, didn't I?
Yes.
I hope that I covered all the bases. I don't want anyone to feel left out. Even you guys below the equator. I'm sure it gets even a little bit cold sometimes at night. You'll enjoy this cocktail. It's a nice nightcap. Good for before bed. Very relaxing. All right, I think that's all I got to say about it. If you like our channel, please hit like and subscribe. And check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/educatedbarfly. I'm not going to let Marius's judgy look throw me right now because he's right behind the camera giving me this sort of judgy look. He is. Well, he's actually not looking quite at me. He's looking at a screen and giving the screen a judgy look, and I feel judged. All right. If you want to have these awesome aprons that I have on this channel and look as good as I do, go to staggeredlygoods.com. And they right now, through the first of the year, have a 30% discount. Just stagger. It's SLG Save 30 for 30% off everything you put in your cart at checkout. It's 30% off the total. That's pretty amazing. Alfred Ramos, who owns Staggeredly Goods and makes all of these aprons by hand, does a great, fantastic job. I use them at work. I use them at home. I use them on the channel. I use them all the time. They're very good quality. All right, I'll see you guys another time, I guess.